Sunday?
Yeah, MRI yesterday definitely showed a re-aggravation of his hand injury that he had in the Milwaukee game. Dealing with some pain, some soreness. Symptoms are slightly improving from the other night. He's going to be a game time decision. He's going to come in, get working in the morning, test it out, see how he's feeling.
What exactly is the hand injury?
So I mean, it's soft tissue bruising between the bones.
So bruising, no like ligament tear?
No.
Has he done anything with his right hand? Like, are you doing anything?
He's progressing to dribbling and shooting as much as he can. As I say, he's got some pain he's dealing with, so it's kind of a tolerance thing. But he's got some stiffness in his hand that he's kind of slowly getting through. But we'll see how he wakes up tomorrow.
So when I get down to it, he dribbled and shot with his right hand.
Yeah, he tested it out this morning.
Okay. How did that look to you?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't his normal, self, so obviously he's navigating that right now, so it's a step in the right progress as, he's kind of navigating them. The injury happened just 2 days ago, so this was his first time, or second time. I mean, he didn't really do a whole lot yesterday on it. First time doing it, so we'll see how he does tomorrow.
The one plus that there is 2 days between games 1 and 2 this time?
Yeah, I mean, that obviously helps for everyone, not just in Ja's case, just kind of recuperating. Obviously, have a lot to learn from game one. Definitely a disappointing outcome, effort by our part. Hopefully guys can regroup and play a lot better on Wednesday.
Ja said that, if he felt he was going to be hurting the team, he wouldn't go. I know it's early, but based off of that little amount that you saw with his right hand, I mean, just from that, did he look like he would be able to play on that hand if need be?
Yeah, I mean, easy to comment on how today is. I'm going to comment more on how it looks tomorrow.
How has Tyus sort of been that security blanket for you this year? He hasn't been able to do it. And how is he able to sort of replicate what Ja does and keep the offense productive?
Yeah, I mean, Tyus has been phenomenal when he's had to step into the starting role. He'll be prepared, if Ja ends up being out for tomorrow. We've been down this road before. He sets a tone for us with his playmaking, pace of play, how he moves the ball, sets his teammates up. We don't have to change our system a lot, as I've always commented. Obviously, completely different players, but in terms of their, ability to set up their teammates, lead our breaks, navigate the pick and rolls, run the same offense. I mean, that gives me a lot of confidence, gives our team a lot of confidence, and he's thrived in it. You see him step up with more usage, more opportunity. Stones has had big nights for us, assist totals, knocking down threes. He's grown a lot, in those experiences the last 2 years. So got a lot of confidence if that's the direction we have to go.
Looking back on this season, how important was that decision in the offseason to bring him back, both by him and by the front office?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think I got asked that question a number of times. I mean, it wasn't, injury insurance. I mean, when you've got one of the best backup point guards in the league, who I think is a starter in the league, it's no surprise there. The culture fit, the style of play, how he's grown with this group, how he continues to grow this group, through his leadership and play, it was a no-brainer to bring him back.
What you saw from Hachimura and Reeves, is it a situation of you can't take away everything? If you're focused on Anthony Davis and LeBron James, I mean, is something going to score a boost like that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first couple of buckets Hachimura got was, with the game plan. When we adjusted, we didn't execute the adjustments well, and he still got loose on us. So obviously, a lot of attention is going to be on James and Davis, but they've got so many different weapons. In the pick and roll game, Russell gave us problems in the pick and roll. Schroeder can give us problems. Reeves obviously took over in the fourth quarter, and Hachimura just had a heck of a night. So went back and watched the film, understood where our urgency's got to be better to execute the game plan, our rotations, knowing that yes, even though we're going to put a lot into James and Davis, those guys are willing playmakers to set up their teammates. We've got to be better prepared for when they make those decisions.
It was game 2, I think, last year against Minnesota when X came out of nowhere and made that impact. Who do you think, potentially guys that aren't in the rotation that could potentially back into the rotation in this series based off what you're seeing?
Someone on our roster. Someone on our roster is going to come out. Obviously we'll figure out, what Ja's status is tomorrow, and that'll impact even maybe more guys' opportunities. But we all got to step up, So obviously, I said it after the game. We've been in this situation before. You don't wish that upon yourself. We've got to accept, the fate of game 1 and how we didn't, play to our standards, play with the urgency, physicality, discipline, even the unselfishness that we were accustomed to. Hopefully all of us, but someone, that you're not thinking about is going to come rise to the occasion.
Taylor, so Luke and Tyus, they combined for 6 threes in game 1. It really seemed like the Lakers made an emphasis to take away three-point shooting from those two. What did you notice from those coverages, what you could probably find in those coverages to open up some three-point opportunities for those two guys?
Yeah, I think they did a really good job limiting our transition opportunities. They started, denying in the full court after free throws, after made baskets, Vanderbilt, Schroeder. That limited our ability to get out and really run and create just easy opportunities where those guys usually thrive. Stones in transition, Luke in transition. I thought it was a combination communication in the half court, whether we were playing out of the post, we were in our driving kickoff and pick and rolls. Sometimes they were denying them, but sometimes they were off them. We were just missing opportunities. So combination of, good discipline on their game plan, but also windows of opportunity that we missed.
So the defense and rebounding, obviously, curious about that. Did you feel like you got to the place where you comfortable with the pace that the game's played out?
No, I mean, they obviously dictated the pace way more, in my opinion. Some poor decisions on offense, turnovers, shot selection, or even after a make, not getting back. We knew that was a big emphasis with the Lakers, that they're going to just run at you no matter what. I think even Darvin came out and said, he's like, we just got to rush it right back at them. So our mentality after makes has got to be there to get back and set our defense. If we turn it over, we miss a shot, we got to get back, but we got to have some better decision making on offense to help that.
Is there added pressure going into game 2 before the series flips to Los Angeles?
I mean, it's the most important game of the season. You got to take it one game at a time. Everyone's going to say must win, all that stuff. We just got to focus on playing our best basketball one game. I think the last 2 days of preparation has been good. We got to come out with a different mentality. I expect that out of our team. It's going to be hopefully a different result if we take care of our business.